Welcome to a brand new video. So this is going to be a full day of eating with a twist. And why does it have a twist on it? It have a twist because normally when you see a full day of eating, it's like 10,000 calorie challenge and whatnot. But in my case, because I'm getting ready for my last bodybuilding show, I just completed this past weekend, but I'm getting ready for WBF Worlds this coming weekend in about 8 days from now. And that means poverty macros, meaning non-existent. So truly, if I actually want to record a full day of eating, I shouldn't have anything to record because your boy doesn't have a lot of calories. But it's going to be helpful for a lot of you guys, especially people that have maybe New Year's resolution, or you see what it looks like to eat, calorie in a deficit or deep deficit, and maybe trying to show you some tricks and along the way. So sit back, relax, enjoy this video. It's going to be very informative, and yeah. And also, if you're wondering, if you haven't seen any of my series leading up to this point, this year alone, my last sort of big goal for 2025. So my big goal for 2025 is to compete in a marathon and do a bodybuilding show within the same week. I just completed that this past weekend, where I ran my last marathon for 2025 in 3 hours and 41 minutes. And just 6 days after that, I competed at WBF Muscle Mayhem, where I placed 4th, which qualified me for the WBF Worlds, which is taking place in LA. That's what I'm getting ready for. So that's why I'm still in the caloric deficit, trying to improve my physique from what we presented on the stage just a couple of days ago. Really, it's less than a week. So that is what I'm doing to wrap up 2025 before we start setting bigger goals for 2026. So realistically, what I have right now, what I've been doing for cardio, since I started training for the marathon, is most of my runs are fasted anyway, so this is not new to me. What I've been doing, the change I've made is I'm taking yohimbine before my cardio because it's going to help and improve speed of, not necessarily speed of fat loss, but just help in terms of oxidizing any sort of additional fat cells. And of course, I have caffeine also too, because caffeine can definitely help you in terms of obviously giving that little energy, keep things moving a little bit, improve blood flow. But I'm doing a little bit twist today because normally I try to space my workout and my cardio before each other, but now I'm doing cardio first on an empty stomach. And what I'm gonna do after the cardio this morning, I have a 40-minute cardio low intensity state. After the cardio, I'm gonna be down in 2 bars, which is gonna give me 40 grams of carbs, about 40 grams of protein, and about 5 grams of fat, just to get me ready for a full body session that I have on deck today. So just got home real quick. So what I'm having right now as my post-workout is going to be a few ingredients. So it's going to be the gold standard, the typical gold standard. In case you know, you're newbie, you don't know what gold standard is. This is the OG triple OG of all protein supplement out there for like 20 years ago. Anyways, I'm out of protein. I just cop this. So protein, we have Chobani Flip, which is the 20 grams of protein, 9 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fat, and 20 grams of protein. And I have right here 150 grams of blueberries. So I'm gonna pour that in, mix this up together. And again, this is 2 servings of Chobani Flip. And this is gonna be my last carb meal of the day. Like I said, most of the carb, the only high carb, quote unquote, high carb meal that I'm having, it's gonna be around cardio, post cardio. The only carb that I'm having is only around training. So 40 grams before training, like I showed you earlier, and post workout about 40 grams to replenish or top off, glycogen. We're not really topping much off right now at this point because I'm super depleted. So this is gonna be in the post-workout meal. This is my first meal of the day. I'm gonna chow this down, get some work done, and I'll show you guys what the next meal is. Second meal is going down. So this is going to be 10 ounces of 93 7-gram beef. And we have 100 grams of asparagus. Yes, my pea is going to be stinky. But if you're looking for a sauce, most of people's calories typically come from sauces that you don't really know what's in it. So this Melinda sauce is a game changer right here. This is only 10 calories, I do believe, 2 grams of carbs. The honey mustard is my favorite. Actually, the second favorite, well, this is my number one. And the second favorite is the green chili, which I believe is 0 calories. Just gonna wolf this down and show you the next meal. Another thing I like to do on days like this, especially when I have low, macros or low calories, so to speak, is to make sure I am paying attention to my water. So my goal is to get anywhere between a gallon to a gallon and a half of water down. Yes, I'm gonna be peeing a lot. It'd be like that sometimes. That actually helps in making sure I'm not too bloated and I'm actually just flushing any sort of excess sodium out of my system. Not to say I'm consuming a lot of sodium, but again, water is very crucial. And for somebody that runs, I would say I don't do it too well. I need to do a better job about my water consumption. Right, so the second to the last meal that I'm gonna be having is gonna be the Oikos protein shake. Ideally speaking, when you are cutting on the poverty macros like I am, you not want to be drinking your calories. You actually want to be eating your calories. But because I'm in a bind right now, bind meaning I'm about to go pick up my daughter. I'm about to go for a family event, marshmallows. We've had some family friends. I'm not going to bring in my camera. But because I'm running in a pinch and I do not want to pack my food with me, so I'm going to have this while I'm headed down there. And I have literally the same meal that I have earlier today before this clip that you guys just watching right now. And the next meal essentially is going to be the same meal that I showed you, which is going to be 10 ounces of ground beef with asparagus, of course, to wrap up my day, which will bring my total calories for the day to 240 grams of protein, 54 grams of fat, and 105 grams of carbs. The inter-workout, normally I do 20 grams of carbs, like I said, in inter-workout, the pre-workout and post-workout. So that's something I've just started doing the last couple of days, just because, again, I'm trying to feed a little bit into the show, give myself enough opportunity to actually get a good workout, get a good pump in the gym, which is very important, which is going to aid in making sure I'm retaining as much lean tissue mass and actually helping when it comes to fat loss. And that has been paying a lot of dividend. Again, based on the pictures that that you have on the screen right now, just show how lean my current physique is looking. So that is a full day of eating. Again, it's very quick, it's very easy, but I just want to show that to you guys. The one thing I want to leave you with before this video is over is, if you are somebody that's going to in a caloric deficit, it's going to be in your best interest to, one, make sure you do one or two things. The first thing you want to do is understand what part of the day are you typically the hungrier the most. If you're somebody like me that work at a desk job, chances are you're probably not going to be hungry for at least half of the first part of the day, because you probably are going to be work focused. You're not going to be hungry. You're not going to be hungry. You're not going to be focusing on food. So something you want to do is maybe shift a lot of your calories and macros towards the end of the day when you're done with work. Maybe you are going to be hanging out with family. Maybe you are going to be sitting down watching the TV, things like that. So at least you can have that. You're not going to be reaching for food that you know you should be reaching for. You're not going to work really hard to stay on top of your nutritional goals all day. And come nighttime, that's when the ghrelin comes out and you ruin all your progress. So that is one of the things that you want to do. And the last one is a no-brainer, of course. You want to plan ahead, right? So if you know for a fact you used to struggle with nutrition, why are you putting things to chances for yourself? Because you are going to react emotionally. You're going to be like, fuck it, I'm just going to start it tomorrow. So you want to plan ahead. You want to plan your meals. You want to plan your protein. You want to understand the days. What do you have going on? What you have coming up? Of course, there are going to be things that you're not going to be planning for. That's just going to come out of nowhere. That's okay. But that's why it's very important. I like the video that I dropped with my other fellow coach in WNBF Pro Physique, Andrea, talking about how to manage your nutrition, right? And the best way to manage your nutrition really is, one, make sure you're tracking your macros. How do you track your macros? You want to go through the process. It's difficult at first. It's going to pay a lot of dividend in the back end, because you're not going to play the guessing game. You know how to navigate, how to guesstimate calories, how to guesstimate food based on just looking at it, and that's going to empower you, and not opposed to how people view tracking macros as this prison sentence that they cannot get out of. Anyways, that's the video for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, I still have great energy for being on this low macros. That's why I'm kind of quitting bodybuilding, because trying to lose body fat is not that hard for me. Fucking 4 veins taking action right now. I'm definitely not going to be hitting a new low weight. Actually, this morning was 203.8. I'll put it on the screen for you guys and timestamp and everything. And I'm going to show you exactly what I weigh tomorrow so we can wrap this video up. See you tomorrow.